happy and healthy retirement later. Dylan Bond's a registered investment advisor representative. He's a licensed insurance professional, and he's the owner of Bond Financial Services. And today, he's here to tell us about retirement plans. Dylan, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
It's great to be here.
There are so many different kinds of retirement plans. It can kind of get confusing after a while.
Sure, yeah.
So today we're going to go through all of them just so everybody out there understands them, so I understand them.
Right.
And so going forward, we can have a healthy and happy retirement.
Okay, good.
So let's talk IRAs. What are IRAs?
Well, an IRA is basically a tax-deferred retirement vehicle that is self-directed, meaning that if you're working, you can contribute up to $5,000 a year, or if you're over 50, you can put up to $6,000 a year before taxes, which will bring your taxable income down now, so that the money that you put in there will grow tax deferred until down the road when you're 59 and a half or older. You can access that money when you're out of the working, when you're finished with work, retired, your income tax brackets have gone down, hopefully. You'll be able to take that money out and pay ordinary income taxes on it down the road.
So am I correct then in saying that, let's say you make X amount of money a year and you put $5,000 away, and that lowers your tax bracket? Does that mean you get taxed at a lower level?
It doesn't necessarily lower your tax bracket, but it will reduce your taxable income in most cases.
I understand.
Okay. The thing that I get that I caution people to consider and think about is, do you think taxes are going to be lower in 10, 15 years from now, higher in 10, 15 years from now, or about the same? And if you think they're going to be higher, which a lot of people do, then you might want to consider looking at other options to accumulate money for retirement down the road that won't have the tax liability that an IRA or a 401k would have.
So just to make sure I understand it one more time, it's basically if you have an IRA, you don't pay the taxes on that money now. When you take it out later in life, that's when you pay the taxes.
That's right. There are certain situations where you could potentially pay some tax on it now, but for general purposes, the money that you put into an IRA will go in pre-tax. It will grow tax deferred, and then down the road, when you take out distributions from an IRA, the distributions will be taxed as ordinary income. And you have to be aware of that if you take the money out before you're 59 and a half, then there would be a 10% penalty from the IRS, so you need to be aware of that as well.
That's an important thing to take into account.
Absolutely.
The next thing we're going to discuss is a 401k plan.
Okay.
And that's something that a lot of employers utilize these days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I say, we've come to a time where companies no longer take care of the employees. The employees need to take care of themselves.
Exactly.
And really what a 401k plan is a pre-tax plan that's a company-sponsored plan. So you can put pre-tax dollars in through payroll deduction into your 401k. It will grow tax deferred, and down the road you can use it. All distributions down the road will be taxed as ordinary income, and there is a 10% penalty if you take it out before 59 and a half. The thing about a 401k plan is you can contribute more through that plan than you can in an IRA. If you're 50 or younger and you contribute to a 401k plan, you can put up to $17,000 a year in. If you're over 50, you can put an additional $5,500 a year in. So you can afford, by using the 401k plan versus an IRA, you can put more money in. What I always tell people is if the company is matching you, then you want to take advantage of that match because it's free money.
Exactly.
But anything over that, you really need to sit down and figure out what else is available out there and how much are you contributing. And do you really want to put all that money in pre-tax so that it might grow 10, 15, 20 years from now, be much larger values, tax brackets or tax rates might be a lot higher, and then you'll be at the mercy of the IRS whenever you decide to take money out of those accounts. So you really have to consider all that when you're planning your retirement, even if you got 10 or 15 years to retire.
There is so much to think about, too, and you're saying you don't know if you want to put it in now or later, and that's kind of why it's important to sit down and talk with someone like you, because there's all these things that you would never think of, or these limits, and you can help with that.
No question. You know, everybody's financial situation's like a fingerprint. It's different. You know, the way that I try to get my story out and my message to people is I do local seminars on a week-to-week basis. Next week we have one coming up in Hamden at La Cucina de Hamden House, formerly known as the Hamden House.
And there's still seats left, right?
And we still have some openings there. And if you're at a point where you're 50 or older, and you're looking for some answers to some questions that you might have, that'd be a great place to start. It's about an hour long. We do have a dinner there as well, and it allows me to tell my story and let people understand how I think and how we do things prior to coming into the office. Call George at our office, at the 413-754-4747, and talk to him. And if we have availability at that point, we can get you involved in that one. If not, that we try to do them on a week in and week out basis, so there'll be others as well.
Well, it's a great way to disseminate information, as is this show, and we have one more source of income later in life to talk about, and those are pensions, and that's kind of a dying breed, it seems.
Yeah, pensions are falling by the wayside, and the reason they are is it's the cost of insurance to the corporations that provide pensions has gone up quite a bit, and they're now required to fund 100% of the pension. So because of that, a lot of companies have gotten away from pensions and gone towards the 401k plans, or what are called defined contribution plans. There are still some pensions out there. The concerns are, much like Social Security, with people living longer, the pension and interest rates being as low as they are, there are a lot of pension plans out there that are experiencing some stress because of that, and there's always concern that if that plan does run out of money, will you still have the guaranteed income that you thought you would down the road? So you don't want to rely ever on one source of income. You want to make sure you have other sources of income in your retirement plan, just in case something does go wrong.
And that's how you can help people out. You can help them diversify and think about how much they have and how much they need, and you kind of give everybody exactly what they need.
That's right.
Well, Dylan, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're very welcome.
Every Wednesday, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And you can visit bondfinancialservices.net or give them a call at 413-754-4747 and let Dylan and his staff take the steps to secure your financial future.